Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to Richard and Emma's wedding. I would like to thank Colin and Sylvia for allowing us to have the reception here at Stocking Green Farm, wherever they are. I would also like to thank the bridesmaids and groomsmen for their services, and they've done really, really well today. Thank you. Just a little bit about my daughter. As we all know, Emma loves farming. Her love for farming started at a very early age when she visited a relative's dairy farm. And you may recognise him actually, he's somewhere in this room for his appearance on the Yorkshire Vet. You can get autographs later, by the way. That's right. Yeah, right. Oh, no, I've lost my place. Emma's love for farming continued when she came to stay on the campsite here at Stocking Green, when Sylvia took her under her wing and showed her around the farm. This is when she met Richard. At this point, I would like to pay Richard for taking her off my hand. So, she's cost me a few quid on it, so, a few gold coins for him, you know what I mean? I had to do it. So, I'm sure they will have many happy years together. Can you all please raise your glasses for Richard and Emma? And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy. I don't know what to say about today. It's just been so brilliant so far. So, everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for all the gifts you've brought and all the presents, and you've just been so generous. And I can't believe there's so many people. I feel humble, so humble that you've all come to see me and Emma get married. It's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Now the vicar declined his invite to this evening, so I can get away with this next bit. I'm not the most religious man, as some of you will probably know, but there's quite a lot of praying has gone into the last few weeks when the rain was falling. And we've done a lot of praying, and we've been lucky we got two or three fine days in a row, because if this had been last Saturday, it probably wouldn't have gone half as well as it has. So yeah, there was a lot of praying went in, and if the good Lord was watching, thank you very much. And it's much appreciated, because he doesn't always answer my prayers when I'm silage making and name making. So thanks for this one. Yeah, I might even get to church after this, because I think I owe him one. There's a special thank you to everybody's. I thought it could be done in here, but it was my idea really. But after that, I take no credit for anything, because Emma's organised all this, and a lot of people have put a lot of hard work in, and she's proved that you can organise a wedding in 6 months, so it can be done if anybody's thinking about it. So, because it has been done in 6 months exactly, and it's just been how it's come together. I'm not sure, but it's been. There's so many people to thank who've put hard work in, and this week's been in manic from start to finish. But it's Charles, Deck, the list is endless. The guys that helped us lay the concrete on Friday and Monday when the rain was falling. Everybody's hard work is humbling to see everybody running around, and I mean, I've been farming in among it all, and there's been people running around all week doing things that I haven't been able to help them do, but it's been fantastic, and I just want to thank everybody who's worked. There's too many people to mention, the people that did all this, and they didn't get in the way, they were great, and thank you very much to everybody. Cheers, it's much appreciated. Now, there's a bit of an anniversary to go with this wedding, because it's 50 years this year since my mum and dad took over the farm here at Stocking Green. It was 1969, it's now 2019, and they took over in 69, and the first thing they did was build the shed that we're in tonight. So this shed is 49, nearly 50 years old, yeah, there's been a lot of hard work. They started the hard work, and the generations, I've followed them, and everybody works so hard. Charles works so hard. Emma, she's been here 8 years, and she works her little socks off. And yeah, so to my mum and dad and all the hard work that's gone into this place from start to finish. Some of you'll know last year was a bit rough. Some of the work we put in went up in a fire, and we've had 12 months that have been pretty bad. So the last 6 months have been good to look forward to, and this is hopefully, yeah, we'll have a bit more luck from now on after last year, because don't have a fire because it's not a lot of fun. So, but yeah, thanks to my mum and dad, because without them there wouldn't be anything. So thank you very much, mum and dad. I just want to say, because somebody else who's been here nearly as long as my mum and dad, and I wanted to mention him, and he's been here longer than me, and he's always there, and he's always in the background, but he's always working. He's sat on the front row. I can just see him behind the photographer. I just wanted to say thanks, Ken, because you've been a star, mate, and without you there'd be it was the only bit that made me cry this afternoon when I saw Ken. I had a tear in my eye, and I've got a tear in my eye now, because he's always here. He was here this morning. He was out. I was 6:30 this morning, and the first person I saw in the yard was Ken, and he's a fantastic guy, and we couldn't have done everything, all this without him. So, yeah, Ken, round of applause for Ken. Thanks, Ken.
They used to work for Mars Bar.
Yeah, he don't get a lot more than Miles Bars. He's an absolute star. So, yeah. And he's been doing it a long time, more than 50 years. And if I'd have got organised, I'd have got him a clock or a watch, because he deserves it. But I'm not reorganised, as quite a few of you know. There's a bit of a committee going on trying to get me to organise this honeymoon. There's some ladies over here on my right hand side, and if I don't get the honeymoon organised, I'm going to be in trouble. So watch out, Charlie. You might have a few more days milking, especially if it rains. I can see you smiling from here, and it's a false one. Yeah, just a little mention. There's a man that can't be with us tonight, and yeah, I'm probably I've got tears in my eyes, and I'm gonna make him cry now. So, but I apologise. Yeah, Grandad Benny. This is just thoughts for Grandad, because he's not here tonight, and yeah, it was a great man, and I lost my granddad a long time ago, but I was proud the last 2 or 3. For 2 or 3 years, I got to call Ben Grandad, and it was pretty special, because he was a special sort of guy, and we all wish he was here. But yeah, me and Emma kept me and Emma secret for a bit, but he knew what was going on a long time before everybody else did. He was a sharp guy right till the end, and I just wish he was here tonight, but he can't be here. Yeah, he's 8 years. Yeah, sorry. He's 8 years ago now, since a short-haired little 16-year-old stuck her blonde head around the corner of the milking parlour door and nervously said, "Can I come in and watch?" And we all knew what we were talking about. And that's how it started, and now she's grown from that 16-year-old into this beautiful lady that we see before us today, and I'm so proud to call her my wife. And yeah, wow, to call her my wife, yeah. We've done it now, haven't we? Yeah, and you were so beautiful today, and we've had a lovely day, haven't we? And we're going to do some dancing in a minute, but yeah, it's been fantastic, and the last 5 or 6 years have been great, and you do work hard, and you're always there when I need you. When it's raining and the dry cows need checking, and Em's always there shining a torch and holding my hand while we walk up the field, and yeah, she's always there. So yeah, thank you, Em. You've been fantastic, and I love you lots. I must be going on too long, so I'll come to an end. it says on the internet that my job's to toast the bridesmaids, so the better do that, but that's not going to take a lot of doing because they've been fantastic. They're so beautiful bunch of young ladies, and thank you very much for getting Emma. And we won't blame you guys for the sunburn because she does that all the. Don't get your legs out, Emma, because you'll put people off the suite. One day she will learn that she burns in the sun, but I don't know when it'll be. But, oh dear, getting her to wear a hat when the sun's out, it's a bit of a struggle. But yeah, the bridesmaids. Just a toast to the bridesmaids. They've been fantastic. Charlotte, Mel. I'm going to forget the Grace, you're beautiful as ever. Everybody fantastic. Hayley, is that them all? Little Gracie, you've been super Gracie, and I hope you remember it. Little Gracie. A toast to the bridesmaids. Now there's a guy who's been waiting quite a long time to make the next speech. He's been waiting. He's been waiting 48 years to do this. It's just over 48 years ago we were christened together, and there's not many people can say that they've had a best mate since they were at play school. But I was lucky at play school, Sunday school, primary school, high school, junior school. He's been my best mate for 40 odd years, and I'm not the best of best mates actually, because I have this terrible drug that's called dairy farming, so I don't get to see him as much as I should, and I apologise, mine, because I shouldn't call him mine because I never call him mine. Greg, I apologise, I'm not the best mate should be, but you are. You're fantastic, and he's been a great best mate for as long as I can remember. And put your hands together for the best man, Greg. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard, for those kind words. As you said, I've been waiting 20 years to get my own back now on my best man speech. So here we go. I better put my glasses on. It's not the first time today that I've actually stood up from a warm seat with a piece of paper in my hand. That was full of crap too. It's an honour for me to stand here today and reply on behalf of the bridesmaids and myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Martin, and I farm at the other end of the village to Richard here in Burn. And anyway, I've just been told a few minutes ago though that not any of my jokes have not got to insult any family members. They've not got to be about money, politics or religion, so just to bear with me. Got that page. That one to go. That one. Right, that's sorted them ones out. That saved a few minutes. Right then. I was struggling today, the other day when I was writing my speech, to think of a few words to write at first. And so I asked a few people what I could say about Richard. Anyway, I got some words back like stubborn, lazy, rude and obstinate, and I thought, hang on a bit, that's a bit rough. But well, if his parents don't know him by now, who does, eh? Now then, I've known Richard ever since we were very young. In fact, we were only born 13 days apart. Richard was born on Valentine's Day, that's why he's a romantic one. And I was born 13 days later. In fact, I've known him so long, I knew him when he didn't have any hair the first time round. So, as you know, we've grown up together over the years, and we both went to Sunday school, as Richard already mentioned. We went there when we were younger, and he's at the same chapel where Richard and Emma's got married today. And afterwards, he'd come back to the farm, we'd have a game of snooker and mess about. We've done lots of fun things over the years, haven't we, Richard?
Yeah, ping pong, table tennis.
Yeah, and I bet you've not forgot the time, have you, Richard, when I got you to put your head through the rails in the back of a chair at infant school.
He has been waiting 40 years to tell this story.
We were sat there, weren't we, Richard, during story time, and I bobbed my head through the back of the chair, through the rails, and said, "Richard, watch this. Can you do that?" "Yeah, of course I can, Greg." So Richard bobbed his head through the rails at the back of the chair and got stuck fast. Anyway, the bell rang about 10 minutes later, and the whole class just ran off back home or wherever they had to go. Lunchtime, and Richard's just sat there with his head stuck through the back of the chair for the afternoon. Anyway, as we've grown up, we've never...
They had to soak my ears to get my head out.
Yeah, they had to soak them in soap. They were going to call the fire brigade at one bit to dismantle the chair. I'm not going to mention all that. Anyway, as you've known, we've grown up together all our lives and never been far apart. But I have, on the odd occasion, got worried that Richard was maybe trying to knock me off at one time, because it all started years and years ago. We went camping to the Lake District in like monsoon season. And we were only about 11 years old, and we went on a walk with the teachers and everything, and we got absolutely soaked wet through. And then all our class then went back to our tents, and me and Richard were sharing Richard's tent. And anyway, we were absolutely soaking, we needed to get dry out, so Richard had this great idea. Is that I light the camping stove, Greg. So he lit the camping stove, put it in between our sleeping bags, and off we went to sleep, nice and cosy. Yeah, what could go wrong? The next thing I remember was the tent full of flames and a few charred belongings left. And anyway, time's gone by, and we've hung about a lot together, but it's never been... I wasn't actually going to mention your timekeeping, Rich, but as you mentioned it today, I thought I'd better stick it in, so I've just written it down. He's never been well known for his timekeeping, hasn't Richard? In fact, he has a real bad habit of being late every time we've ever gone out together. And then, like, only today, I turned up. I said, "Oh, we'll turn up early, Richard, and then we can go to the pub for a few drinks before we go down to the church." Anyway, we turned up, me and Mark, nice and early. I said, "Oh, would you mind coming round and rounding the cows up with us first, please?" So me and Mark and Richard were down there chasing cows, so that put a kibosh on going to the pub today for the pre-wedding drinks. But we're all very proud that we managed to get into the church on time anyway. Yeah. We got there in good time. In fact, we nearly beat the photographer, but we won't mention that. Anyway, a few years passed after the first little incident we had. We both joined Young Farmers. And then on my first trip out to a Young Farmers dance, we had a little accident on the way home, didn't we, Rich? In the van.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And
Don't tell me.
the van we were travelling in, it managed to roll, I think it was 3 times over, nose to tail, and finished off about 100 yards from where we first went airborne, didn't it, Rich? Anyway, we both climbed out pretty much unscathed, and we made it here today. And anyway, recently I thought, oh, well...
Unscathed? 35 stitches!
That was fine!
You were unscathed!
I think I got a scratch on my shoes, actually.
My big ending.
Anyway, I thought, well, that's it. You know, after that, Richard's never really tried to kill me off anymore. But I thought he must have given up. But now I think he's got a bit of an accomplish with him, because it was only last Saturday Richard never came to pick me up to try the suits on. I was just climbing the back of Richard's pickup when Emma set off as I had one leg in and one leg out, and then he ran me over. And
I taught her to drive.
anyway, I still managed to get away with that one. Anyway, on to the stag do now. It was quite a civilised occasion, actually. Well, a nice day at the races, and then afterwards just popped into York for a swift one. Unfortunately, we didn't have many winners at the races, apart from one young man, Declan. Where is he? I think he won everybody's money for them, so I think the drinks are on him tonight. Finally, I'll agree, I'm sure you'll agree with me how wonderful Emma looks today, without her wellies on. And seriously though, you and the bridesmaid look very stunning today. You're gorgeous, thank you very much. Lastly, I'd just like to say what an enjoyable occasion it's been today, especially when it's for friends like you getting married. It means a lot to me, especially to be asked to be your best man. I'm sure you'll agree with me that they make a lovely couple. And I'm sure they'll have many happy years together. Thank you to Richard and Emma's parents for allowing today to go ahead. And now I'd like you all to please be upstanding in a toast, please, for Richard and Emma. Thank you very much. Does anybody else have the word?
I'll just have another quick word. I just wanted to thank. I know we're all glad to see him here tonight. I know I said Ken's worked here a long time, but we were just weighing up whether Ken or Johnny Cook had worked here longer, and it's great. Nobody knows this place better than Johnny Cook, and it's great to see you tonight, Johnny. Thank you very much for wiring this up today, and we've got lights because of him. And thank you, Martin, because it's great. And he's the only person. My mum and dad have been in business 50 years, and they've dealt with one person from start to finish, and it's Johnny Cook, and it's great to see him here tonight. Thank you, John. Thank you very much.